Welcome to the show that takes up no more than 5 minutes of your time, but could help you gain massive real estate knowledge. It's 5 Minutes in Real Estate with best-selling author Shane Willis.
Hello, it's Shane Willis, Pensacola real estate expert, bringing you today's episode of 5 Minutes in Real Estate. Those of you who've been keeping up with me a little bit, still, man, I did not get workout yesterday. Just wound up stretching. Went on a little run this morning, 3 miles, a little over 3 miles. Boy, feel much, much better. But I've become one of those weird people, and I used to hate those people when I was really big. One of those people that I feel like if I don't get a good workout in, then just the whole day screwed. So yesterday I got a stretch in, but boy, there was some stuff we're going to talk about today happened to me in a different industry. Boy, it just kind of ruined my day. So I guess I've become one of those people that have to work out in order to have a good day, which I guess there's worse things to become, huh? Anyways, let's talk about real estate today. Today, I got a couple of reports. And this has been a trend that's been continuing, not just in the real estate industry, but it's going to continue definitely this year. And it's bidding wars. Bidding wars are happening over and over again. And there's a couple of ways as a seller to play this as a strategy, but there's also a couple of ways as a buyer to play this as a strategy. And I worked one of the, it's funny because I talk about this in real estate all day long and then just screwed up yesterday and didn't do it when it come to buying an automobile. I was looking for an automobile for my daughter. My daughter turns 16 next week. Scary as hell that I have a 16-year-old daughter. But so I found a vehicle. Went out and started to do my due diligence on it. Sent a text to the guy. Said, hey, is it available? He goes, yeah, I just can't show it to you till tonight. I said, okay, well, is there any way he said, but you can ride by it since you're right around the corner. Happened to be at Pensacola Beach, and I happen to be having lunch at Peg Leg Pete's with my father, so I was like, well, okay, it's literally right around the corner. So I rode around the corner, liked it, went back, ran a Carfax report on it, gave the guy a call, probably an hour and a half, 2 hours after we had talked. And he said, yeah, you can go ride by it. Here's what I found out. He said, man, I wish you'd have called me 5 minutes beforehand. Someone else has called, and I have promised them that they can see it at 6:30 if they don't buy it tonight. I'll mark it sold, and you and I can work a deal. Of course, I was whining like a little child that, I was there first. But, the guy had integrity. As much as it pissed me off, the outcome of this whole story, he did have integrity. He had told someone else that he was going to show it to them. In my mind, I said, well, you said that you and I would catch, but then I went back and thought about our conversations, and he had never said that to me. He said, I can't show it to you tonight, but you're more than welcome to ride by and take a look at it. So I did. Fast forward to yesterday evening. Fast forward to tomorrow evening. Fast forward to yesterday evening. And sure enough, it was a good enough deal. The lady that called bought it on the spot. And he said he sold it to her for her daughter. Of course, I was whining, going, wait, I wanted it for my daughter. You know how we all get. But it kind of brought up a good point this morning. And when I got this morning's reports, I went, wow. Because I was aggravated yesterday. But when I got the reports, it said, hey, bidding wars are going to continue. There's a the supply of homes for sale is drastically different, drastically lower. I got a couple of blog posts, not podcasts, but blog posts that talks about that and shows it across the country and in our area. So I'll make sure I link those in the show notes. But get this, CoreLogic sent this report out. It conducted analysis on national home prices. The share selling above list price was almost 3 times that trough in January 2008 and represented more than 1/5 of total sales. So it was 3 times that when we were at the low, and selling above list price represented 20%. 20% of sales are going above list price. Now, we're creeping into, today's February 1st, so we're already in February. Happy Mardi Gras season, everyone. That means we're going to start getting into the spring buying season. It is starting to warm up. Thank goodness this morning's run I was in shorts instead of, the bundled up stuff we've had to do the last couple of days. But that spring buying season is going to continue to bring out buyers, more and more buyers who have been watching properties. It should bring out some more sellers. So there should be some more inventory come up, but it's not going to be near as much that'll match demand. So there's a couple of things that I wanted to bring up with this information that was handed to me, because I think that bidding wars, like I had a bidding war on the car yesterday, bidding wars are going to continue on houses. So as a seller, this does not give you permission to gouge or go way over what it should be. If it should be at $300,000, maybe we even listed at $290,000. It's a different strategy, because remember that 20% that went above listing price? You may wind up getting $305,000, $310,000 for it. But if you list it at $300,000, you may wind up getting $295,000 for it. So there's a different strategy when we sit here and look at prices going above list price. Sometimes the strategy makes sense to come in a little lower than what it really truly is value to create that bidding war, which seems to be happening quite a bit. Now, as a buyer, like I was yesterday with a vehicle, you need to understand that there's nothing wrong with due diligence, and you need to do that, but you need to lock the property up first. So if, I can't tell you how many buyers that I've talked with, I'm like, if you're 60-70% sure this is the house for you, we need to lock the property up. You have time to do your due diligence, to ensure your home inspections, your termite inspections, your appraisals, to make sure the value's there. But we need to lock it up, and there's a lot of buyers are pretty savvy right now, so they're keeping an eye on the values of property. They know what is, but a lot of these need to be done quick. As a property comes on the market, sometimes you want to jump in there. Now, from a buyer standpoint, a seller a lot of times will not negotiate a whole lot if they've only been on the market 3 or 4 or 5 days. So just understand that, and understand you may come into a bidding war and you may need to open up with your best offer. And just let a seller know, hey, you were asking $250 for this place. I really like it. I'll give you $255, but we need to lock it up right now. That could be a strategy. There are a lot of different strategies, but that is one that both the buyer and a seller need to consider in this market where bidding wars seem to be abounding. All right, that's all I got for you today. As always, if you are not subscribed, getting the tips, tricks, all these reports that I keep mentioning, I always link where I'm getting this information from so that it's not just me making this up. Make sure you get over to 5minutesinrealestate.com. It's 5minutesinrealestate.com. Subscribe. I'll send out that email every day. Also, if you have not subscribed to the podcast, to where you get it downloaded on your phone, get over to either iTunes or Google Play. Both of them we are on. Hit subscribe. Either search 5 Minutes in Real Estate or search my name, Shane Willis. Either one should wind up popping up. And finally, if you find any value in this or any other of the podcast episodes or the blogs that I mentioned, I ask that you share them on social media. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.